All right, and we had 3 different ways to find slope. So just to recap, your slope formula is m is always your slope. We have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's one way to look at slope. Second way is rise over run. Third way is your change in y over your change in x. All right. So the first two, we're using the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So go through and label them, x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have y2, which is 10, minus y1, which is negative 6, over x2, which is 12, minus x1, which is 4. So on top, I'm going to have 10 plus 6, which is 16. Bottom, I have 12 minus 4, which is 8. 16 over 8 is, anybody? 2. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Second one, label them. x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have 6 minus a negative 3 over 10 minus a negative 2. On top, it's a plus. On the bottom, it's a plus. So 6 plus 3 is 9. 10 plus 2 is 12. 9 over 12. Does that simplify? Yes, it simplifies to what? 3/4. Correct. Down here, this one here, we don't have the points, so we want to look at this guy, change in y over change in x. So on the left side, what's my change from 1 to 2? How about from 2 to 4? Good. All right, y's, 5 to 8 is 3. 8 to 14 is 6. So I put change in y over change in x. Change in y is 3. Change in x right here is 1. Second one, I have 6 over 2. So 3 over 1 simplifies to 3. 6 over 2 simplifies to 3. Are they the same? Yes. So what's my slope? 3. Good. Last one, when you have it on a graph, this is the one we're going to use a lot today. You have to count it off. This is where you use your rise over run. So I start at my left-handed point. For this one, I have to go down to get the next point. I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. It's negative because I went down. Over 1, 2. My rise is negative 4. My run is 2. Does that simplify? Yes, it does. It simplifies to negative 2. Questions? We should be automatic with slope, guys. We already took a test on this. All right, so that leads us right into today. Our new lesson for today, slope-intercept form. Okay? So we've been using this, so this should be easy for you guys. We've been using stuff in y equals mx plus b format. You remember that? Y equals mx plus b. Y equals your slope times x plus your y-intercept. That's all this is, guys. Slope-intercept form. All right, so here we go. Definitions. First off, family of functions is a group of functions with common characteristics. Then we have something called a parent function. A parent function is the simplest function in a family of functions. A linear parent function is y equals x. It's as simple as it gets. Then we have a linear equation. It's an equation that models a linear function. Y-intercept is a point where the line crosses the y-axis. I would definitely write those two down if you don't already. I know we've talked about them at one point or another, but I would definitely write those two down if nothing else. Okay. All these guys were some definitions to get us going. All right, we're good. We need another minute. Good. Thumbs up. Need more time. Thumbs down. So 2 thumbs. Okay. Great job, guys. Great participation. Love it. About 30 seconds.
It's like almost clear.
7.
Yeah, this.
All right, here we go. So, slope-intercept form of an equation of a line is this right here. Y equals mx plus b. All right, in this, your m is your slope. What's b? Anybody?
B.
What does it stand for? Y-intercept. There we go. Great. Y-intercept. All right, so that is where it crosses the y-axis. Slope is the rise over run, how much tilt that line has. All right, your y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, so the vertical one. I want to go straight up and down, okay? So we're going to use that to write some equations of lines. Or even before that, we're going to be identify slope and y-intercept, then we're going to write the equation of line. So if I want to identify slope and y-intercept, the slope is the number beside the x variable. It is not the variable. Okay, let me say that again. The slope is the number beside the variable, but it is not the variable. And y is the tackle in the end number. That's the plus or minus at the end of it. All right, so if I have this, y equals 2x minus 4, what's my slope? So 2 numbers. You got a 50-50 shot. What's my slope? Okay, 2. Great. What's my y-intercept? Just 4? There we go. Negative 4. Okay? Doesn't get much easier than that, does it? Ready? Next one. It's getting tougher. You ready? What's my slope? 1/2. What's my y-intercept? 3. There we go. Slope, 1/2. Y-intercept is 3. The other thing we do, a lot of times I like to circle the slope, box the y-intercept. Okay, so even without writing it, circle, box it. Okay? Another one. Y equals negative 4x plus 6. What's my slope? Negative 4. What's my y-intercept? Bingo. Slope, y-intercept. There it is. Okay? Still with me here? Still good? Okay. I'm going to write 3 equations up here. I want you to write them down. I want you to put a circle around the slope, a box around the y-intercept. And anytime if I ask for slope and you say it's something x, I might lose it. It's just the number in front of the x. Remember the whole thing with hills? Okay? Just because it goes up and down doesn't mean there's a hill. Slope is the number in front of the x. It is not the x. X is the variable.
You're really against hills.
Don't like hills.
Like, I'm not being rude. You scream about hills.
That just drives me nuts. That just drives me nuts. All right. There's 2. And we'll go one more. Y equals x minus 6. Okay, I want you to give you 2 minutes, just in case it takes a little longer. 2 minutes, I want you to tell me, circle the slope and box. Lose my mind or not? Okay, here we go. Christian, first one. What's the slope? 3/4. What's the y-intercept? 3. Second one, what's the slope? Don't do it. What's the slope? -5. What's the y-intercept? -1. Good. Be careful on this one, guys. Notice the difference in the first two. All right, the first one I have the box just the 3. The second one I boxed the -1. Okay, if it's a negative sign, you have to include that. All right? Tommy, last one, what's the slope? Oh, it's not X! Yes! It's 1. Okay, anytime there's a variable there. If there's no number in front of the variable, there's actually a 1. So it's 1. What's the y-intercept then? -6. Okay, we all right with this so far? Now I'm going to make it tough for a second. You ready? I'm going to give you a trick question. I bet you someone gets this wrong. And I hope you do. Okay. Johnson, you're going to be my guinea pig. What's the slope here? You're thinking. Why are you thinking? Huh? What's wrong with it? It's in front of the Y, isn't it? What are you thinking? Okay. We don't know, do we? It's a trick question. You can't tell me what the slope is right away. All right? See up here where I had this little asterisk? Say you may have to solve for Y. To be able to look at the equation and tell what our slope and our y-intercept is, we have to have y by itself. Okay? So here, I want to get y by itself, so I need to move this 2x. So I'm going to subtract the 2x over. Now I have y equals negative 2x plus 6. I can't add them together, can I? No, I can't. So this is my new equation. Now what's my slope? Negative 2. What's my y-intercept? There we go. So we're close, but we have to solve for y first. Get that y term by itself. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do one more of those, then we're going to move on. So maybe I have this. 4x minus 2y equals 10. Okay? Same thing again. If I ask you what your slope is, your answer should be we don't know yet. Trick question. All right, looking at this right now, I guarantee you want to test. I guarantee you one of you guys are going to look at that question and say the slope is 4.
The slope is.
It's not.
It's x.
Okay? You're closer. You're closer.
It's negative 2.
Definitely not x. So,
It's y then. It's y. Boys, it's y. We've done it all wrong.
hey. So, get the y term by itself. We got to take the 4x over, right? So, it's subtracted over. Negative 2y equals negative 4x plus 10. Now what? Is y by itself? Not quite. I have to divide everything by negative 2. If I do it to one term, I have to do it to every one of them. That leaves me with what's negative 4 divided by negative 2? 2. And then this is negative 5. So what's my slope? What's my slope? 2! What's my y-intercept? Negative 5. There we go. You were right.
Negative 5x. Does that count?
Back. All right. Questions on this so far? I think that's a pretty easy concept. If you can figure it out and write it and get it right every single time, I'm all right with it. But you better have it right every single time. All right. So next one, write an equation in slope-intercept form. Put the slope in for m, put the y-intercept in for b, and the equation y equals mx plus b. It's really that simple, I promise. So they're going to say, write the equation of a line that has a slope of 4 and a y-intercept of 6. Right here's my equation, right? Y equals, what's m? 4. X, what's b? 6. Bingo, there's my equation. Done. Doesn't get much easier than that, does it? Okay, next one, m equals negative 2, b equals 10. What's my equation, Duval? What? Good. Next one. What's my equation, Gersinger? Good. Last one. What's my equation? X minus 6, right? Okay? All it is. Plug an M in, plug a B in. That's all you got to do. Don't make it harder than it has to be. All right? Let's do this one more. So one was finding the slope and y-intercept. Second was plugging them in. Third was this, writing the equation from a graph. All right, we've done this. We've done every part of this except for actually making the equation now. So let's look at this. First off, what do you want to do? You want to identify the slope, or your rise over run. Second, identify the y-intercept. Third, plug the equation in. So we've done this before. Okay? I hope we can look at a line and see where it crosses another line. That would be the second step. And then the third step, we just did that the page before this, right? So let's look at this line over here. So I have a dot here, and I have a dot up here. Okay? Everybody see those two dots? So first off, let's find our slope. Find our slope just like we did in the warm-up. Start at your left-handed point. Do I have to go up or down to get to the next point? Up. Go up. 1, 2. Up's that way, down's that way. Okay? Now, I have to go to the right. How far to the right do I go? 1. So my slope is rise over run. So what's my slope? 2. Okay? Now, that's my slope. This is M. Okay? What is my y-intercept? Where does it cross the y-axis at? Y-axis is the one that goes straight up and down. Where does it cross at? 1. Crosses at 1 right here. See it? See that 1 right there? Crosses at 1. Therefore, my slope is y equals 2x is my slope. Y-intercept is 1. Done. There's my equation of that line. How'd that feel? Yeah? 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 All right, let's do another one. Okay, here we go. Okay, pretend that line goes through both those dots. All right. So, start at the left-handed point. How far up and down do I have to go? Yup. 1, 2. Right? From there, I go over 1, 2, 3, 4. So my rise is what? 2. Run is 4. So my slope is 1/2. Okay, that's my slope. What's my y-intercept? Where does it cross the y-axis at? -2, right? Is this -2? It's at -2. Therefore, my equation, y equals what? Bingo! There it is. It's 1/2 x minus 2. Questions? Okay, I'm going to put 2 of these up here for you guys to try. So, first one. All right, first one is going to be, go with here and here. The second one, let's go with here and here. Okay, there's 2 of them up there. Find the equation of both lines. First one we have. Start your left-handed point. Do I have to go up or down? For sure. Okay. Yes, we're going down. I was giving you a hard time because you didn't know up and down before. So I went down 1, so that's -1, correct? Over 1, 2, 3. So my slope is rise over run. So it's -1/3. Y equals -1/3 x. Now what's my y-intercept? Where's the cross at? +1, correct. Bingo, there it is. So the first one's y equals -1/3 x plus 1. Second one, start here. Do I have to go up or down? Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and it was positive over 1. So my slope is 5 over 1. Right, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 over 1 is the same as just 5, right? Y equals 5x. Well, where's the cross the y-axis at? -4. So -4. Done. Questions?
No.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. We'll finish the rest of the lesson on Wednesday when I see you again. I get to see you 3 times this week.